All right, thanks, guys. We went 4-1 in our 5 premium selections yesterday on patreon.com/Brock Page. That's going to put us at 34, 11, and 2 in our daily double package on that website in our last, 47 plays. We're also hitting 74% in college football on that website. Once again, that is patreon.com/Brock Page. Link for that site is in the description section below. Now, guys, we got ourselves a really nice slate of NHL action, so let's go ahead and begin. Starting off with the Canucks taking on the Devils. Now, that's going to be a 1 o'clock Eastern puck drop in New Jersey, Newark to be exact. Jersey is minus 120, total at 6. We saw a 10-cent fade of New Jersey and movement upward on the total. Devils open $1.30 down to $1.20. Total open 5.5 up to 6. 58% are leaning Vancouver. 81% shaded toward the over. Right now the Canucks are catching even money for a straight up win. Jersey is plus 205, laying the goal and a half. Now if you like Jersey in this matchup here, just keep in mind they've won just 1 out of 7 games thus far in the year. They're officially 1-4-2 overall for the season. They rank 30th in scoring on average per game, which is second to last in the NHL. They're also 31st in goals allowed, which is dead last in the National Hockey League. Now, Vancouver on the other side, 4-2 overall for the year, first in shots allowed on the road. And when it comes to the total, New Jersey is 5-2 to the over for the season, 4-0 to the over at home. I'm going to lean Vancouver catching even money in the over 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Canadiens, Blues, 3 o'clock St. Louis. The Blues are 140 total at 6. We actually saw a 20-cent fade of St. Louis and movement upward on the total. The Blues opened $1.60 down to 140. Total open 5.5 up to 6. 68% are leaning Blues, 59% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Canadiens are plus 120 on the money line. The Blues are plus 165, laying the goal and a half. St. Louis, 3-1-3 on the year, 6-2 straight up in their last 8, taking on Montreal. The Canadiens on the other side, 28th in goals allowed, 29th in shots allowed on the road. Now, total-wise, Montreal is 3-0 to the over when traveling. St. Louis, 5-2 to the over in their last 7 at home, dating back to last season. I'm going to lean Blues minus $1.40 in the over 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Bruins, Maple Leafs, 7 o'clock Toronto. The Leafs are 120, total 6.5. Saw a 15-cent move toward Toronto, movement upward on the total. The Maple Leafs open $1.05, pretty much a coin flip when this one opened up to 120. Once again, Toronto open $1.05 up to minus 120. Total open 6 up to 6.5. 58% are leaning Boston, 85% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Bruins are catching even money on the money line. Toronto plus $1.95 on the puck line. Toronto just 2-2-1 at home this year. 4-6 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Boston. They're 2-4 straight up in their last 6, taking on a member of the Atlantic Division as well. Now Boston on the other side, first in scoring defense, third in goals allowed on the road. Once again, third in goals allowed on the road. 5-1-1 overall for the season. When it comes to the total, Boston is 8-4 to the under in their last dozen, taking on the Eastern Conference. Give me the Bruins catching even money on the road and the under 6.5 goals in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and once again welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Saturday's NHL action. But before we go ahead and get into some more of that, just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock Page, where we do daily plays on that site. We have a bunch of different memberships and packages beginning at just $1.99 per month. We went 4-1 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. It's going to put us at 34, 11, and 2 in our last 47 daily double plays. That's a package. We have a daily double package, and we are 34, 11, and 2 in our last 47 daily double plays. We're also hitting at 74% for the college football season right there on that website. Check it out. Link for that site is in the description section below. And if you're skeptical, which you absolutely should be, my current record is right on the homepage. So as soon as you click the link, you should get access to that homepage, and that'll show you my record in all the different memberships and tiers. Once again, patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. All right, let's go ahead and get back into some more free NHL lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Senators taking on the Coyotes. And that is going to be a 7 o'clock puck drop in Arizona. The Coyotes are 210, total at 6. We saw a 15-cent move toward Arizona in the early wagering. The Coyotes open $1.95 up to 210, totals at 6. 72% are leaning Arizona, 51% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Senators are plus 175 on the money line. The Coyotes are plus 115 on the puck line. Arizona's winners in 3 out of their last 4 games, second in goals allowed at home. Ottawa on the other side, winners in just 1 out of 6 games overall for the season. They rank 29th in scoring on average per game. Now, total-wise, Ottawa is 80% to the under in their last 5. Arizona 11-3 to the under in their last 14, dating back to last season. I'm going to lean Coyotes minus 1.5 and the under 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Islanders, Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock, Columbus. The Blue Jackets are minus 120, total 5.5. Saw a nickel fade of Columbus in the early betting. Columbus opened $1.25 down to 120, totals 5.5. 55% are leaning Columbus, 61% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Islanders are catching even money on the money line. The Blue Jackets are plus 205, laying the goal and a half. Now, if you like the Blue Jackets in this matchup here, just keep in mind they are ranking 28th in scoring on average per game. They've also dropped 5 out of their last 7 games, taking on a member of the Eastern Conference. Now, the Islanders on the other side, they are 4-3 on the year, 3-0 in their last 3 games. Nice little 3-game win streak for New York. They also rank 7th in goals allowed on average per game. Now, total-wise, the Islanders are 7-3 to the under in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Columbus. They're also 5-1 to the under in their last 6 in Columbus. Now, the Blue Jackets on the other side, 5-2 to the under overall for the year, 3-1 to the under at home. I'm going to lean Islanders catching even money in the under 5.5 in that game. Next matchup, Stars, Flyers, 7 o'clock, South Philly. The Flyers are 155, total 5.5. Saw a 20-cent move toward the Flyers. No surprises there. They opened $1.35 up to 155. Totals 5.5. 56% are leaning Philadelphia. 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, Dallas is plus 135 on the money line. Philly plus $1.70 on the puck line. Philly's 2-0 straight up at home this year. 4th in offensive shots. 2nd in shots allowed. Now, Dallas really struggling. They are dead last in scoring on average per game. 28th in offensive shots. They've lost their last 5 straight games, and they are just 1-7-1 overall for the year. Now, total-wise, Dallas 7-3 to the under in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Flyers. Give me Philly minus 155 and the under 5.5 in that game. Next matchup, Golden Knights, Penguins, 7 o'clock, Pittsburgh. Golden Knights are minus 120 on the road, total 6.5. We saw a 15-cent move toward Vegas as this one pretty much opened as a coin flip with both teams at minus 105. But once again, the Golden Knights opened minus 105 up to 120, total 6.5. 60% are leaning Vegas, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Pens are catching even money on the money line. Golden Knights plus 195, laying the goal and a half. Now, Vegas is 28th in shots allowed, 2-5 in their last 7, taking on the Eastern Conference. Pittsburgh on the other side, nice little 5-game winning streak right now. They are 6-2 straight up overall for the year, 4-2 at home. And one more thing to add about the Pens, they rank 4th in scoring on average per game. Now, total-wise, Pittsburgh is 13 and, got something in my eye. That was weird. Pittsburgh, 13-7 to the under in their last 20. 4-2 to the under in their last 6 at home. Vegas on the other side, 2-1 to the under when traveling this year. They're also 11-5 to the under in their last 16 games played in October. If you're into historical trends, I'm going to lean Pittsburgh catching even money at home and the under 6.5 in that game. Next matchup, Avalanche, Lightning. 7 o'clock, Tampa Bay. The Lightning are minus 190, total 6.5. Saw a 30-cent move toward Tampa Bay in the early betting. The Lightning opened $1.60 up to 190, total 6.5. 76% are leaning Tampa Bay, 81% shaded toward the over. Right now, Colorado's plus 165 on the money line. Tampa Bay plus 130, laying the goal and a half. The Lightning, believe it or not, are 30th in offensive shots, 29th in shots allowed. Colorado on the other side, 6-0-1 overall for the year, 2-0-1 away from home. They rank third in scoring, sixth in goals allowed. Now, total-wise, the Avalanche are 11-5 to the over in their last 16, taking on the Eastern Conference. If you're into historical trends, Tampa Bay on the other side, 80% to the over in their last 5 at home. Give me Colorado plus 1.5 in the over 6.5 in that game. Next matchup, Panthers, Predators. 8 o'clock, Nashville. The Preds are minus 175, total 6.5. Saw a 35-cent move toward Nashville, movement upward on the total. The Preds opened $1.40 up to 175, total open 6 up to 6.5. 82% are leaning Nashville, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, Florida is plus 155 on the money line. Nashville plus 145 on the puck line. Nashville is 4-3 overall for the year, 3-1 at home. They rank first in scoring on average per game. Now, Florida on the other side, losers in 4 out of their last 5. They've also won just 1 out of 4 contests when traveling this year. They rank 27th in goals allowed on average per game. Now, total-wise, Florida is 13-4 to the over in their last 17, dating back to last season. Nashville 7-0 to the over on the year. Give me Nashville minus $1.75 in the over 6.5 in that game. Next matchup, Flames, Kings, 10 o'clock, Los Angeles. The Flames are minus 145, total at 6. Saw a nickel move toward Calgary, movement upward on the total. The Flames opened $1.40 up to 145, total open 5.5 up to 6. 79% are leaning Calgary, 78% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Kings are plus $1.25 on the money line. Calgary plus $1.80, laying the goal and a half. Calgary's 4-3-1 overall for the year, 2-0 in their last couple of games. They're also 6-2-2 in their last 10, taking on the Kings. Now, Los Angeles, they've lost their last 3 straight games. They're just 2-5 straight up overall for the year. They rank 29th in home scoring, 30th in goals allowed. When it comes to the total, the Kings are 5-2 to the over. Give me Calgary minus 145 and the over 6 goals in that game. And we're going to slide into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Buffalo taking on San Jose. 10:30 Eastern puck drop at the Sharks. San Jose, believe it or not, they're the heavy favorites. Minus 160, total 6.5. Now, we did see a nickel fade of San Jose in the early wagering. They opened $1.65 down to minus 160, total 6.5. 51% are leaning San Jose, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Sabres are plus 140 on the money line. San Jose plus 150, laying the goal and a half. The Sharks are just 3-4 overall for the year, 27th in scoring, 23rd in shots allowed at home. Buffalo on the other side, 6-1-1 overall, 4-1 in their last 5. They are 7th in scoring, 4th in goals allowed. When it comes to the total, Buffalo 6-2 to the under in their last 8 head-to-head matchups with the Sharks. Give me Buffalo plus 1.5 and the under 6.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our quick pick recap brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. We have Buffalo plus 1.5, under 6.5. We have Calgary minus 145, over 6 goals. Nashville minus 175, over 6.5. Pittsburgh catching even money, under 6.5. Arizona minus 1.5, under 6 goals. Islanders catching even money, under 5.5. Philadelphia minus 155, under 5.5. Colorado plus 1.5, over 6.5. Boston catching even money, under 6.5. Blues minus 140, over 6 goals. And last but certainly not least, we have Vancouver catching even money and the over 6 goals in that game. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Jerry Novak, who said, Brock, you're wrong. Shout out to Steve O.T. Loaded, who said, I wonder if you're on here giving us all these free picks, why would I buy a package? Great question, Steve. I don't know. Shout out to Niles King, C. Dinger, B. Nugs, Galactical Collision, Ken Cunningham, Eternal Sphere. Shout out to Gio Lopez, who says, great picks, Brock. Appreciate it, Gio. Thank you so much. Shout out to Roddy Christie, Hustle Wilson, CQP Underboss. Always love seeing the CQP Underboss in the comment section. He goes, hey, Brock, trying to get that bag today. That's what it's all about. Secure the bag, gang. Shout out to 201 Lifestyle, Ghetto Joe, Will Surf, Quam 90210. Shout out to Vinny Smooth, Munchy Crunchy, Charlotte P, And last, but certainly not least, shout out to Jesus Christ, the Most High God. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 4-1 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. It's going to put us at 34, 11-2 in our last 47 daily double picks. We're also hitting at 74% for the college football season, and that's patreon.com/BrockPage. We do a bunch of different memberships and packages. We have daily plays on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. That daily double package where we are 34, 11-2, that's just $2.99 a month. If you want to go 74% in college football, it's $14.99 a month. That's it. It's not a week. It's not a couple days. It's a whole month. So anyway, great value there. You can see my current record right on the homepage at patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you guys enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Saturday to you. Best of luck to you. And don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.